Hello everyone. In this video we'll see about the consequences of lanthanide contractions. So in last video we have seen what are lanthanides. Okay, so lanthanides are the elements which comes after lanthanum. So those are 14 elements which are considering as lanthanides. Okay, so about atomic size we have seen in last class. Now we'll see about consequences of lanthanide contraction. What is meant by lanthanide contraction? With increase in atomic number, if there is slow decrease in the atomic size, then that is known as lanthanide contraction. Okay, so the first consequence of lanthanide contraction is that at atomic radii of 4d and 5d series, this is about 4d and 5d series d block elements. Okay, atomic radii of such 4d and 5d series elements are almost the same. They are containing almost similar sizes due to lanthanide contraction, because these are the elements which comes between lanthanum and cerium. So these elements whatever present in 5d series, so this 5d series elements and 4d series elements almost containing the similar atomic sizes, that is atomic radii is almost same. So if you see that first series of d block element, that is 3d, it starts with scandium, next titanium, vanadium and so on till zinc. Whatever elements are present, those are considered as 3d series elements, which is nothing but first series. Okay, and second series elements are known as 4d series elements. It starts with the element yttrium, zirconium, niobium and so on. Okay, these are the elements belongs to 4d. So still 14 elements are present. I have written only few. Okay, and third series elements are known as 5d series. It starts with the element that is lanthanum. Here you can observe one thing, that lanthanum can be taken as F block element, that is under lanthanides, or it may also present in 5d series. So it depends upon the last electron present in d orbital and f orbital. So due to having very less energy gap between d and f orbitals, that one electron keeps on jumping from f orbital to d orbital to f, so that we can study about this lanthanum in both the series. Understand? Now this lanthanum is belonging to 5d series, third series of d block elements, and next that hafnium, tantalum and so on. All these elements belongs to 5d. Now we are discussing about 4d and 5d. So this is along the group. Remember, this is along the period, and if you come down, this is along the group. Okay, along the group, what is the condition of atomic radii? Atomic radii should increase. Okay, from one element to another element in the next group, atomic size should get increase. Okay, that is the thing. Remember, along the group always atomic radii gets increases, but here for 4d and 5d series elements, this atomic radii is said to be almost the same. It is not decreasing or increasing, it is almost maintained same. So example, here we can take 4d series element zirconium and 5d series element hafnium. Okay, if you see their atomic sizes, atomic number of hafnium is 72. 57 to 71, whatever elements are present, they belongs to F block element, and 72nd element is belonging to 5d series. Okay, and these elements, whatever comes after 71 atomic number, and these elements are known as post lanthanides, because after this lanthanides only we can see the presence of hafnium and tantalum and some other elements present in 5d series. So we can call them as post lanthanides because they are present after the lanthanides. Okay, now this zirconium and hafnium, though they are in different series, their sizes are said to be almost same. Their sizes are said to be almost same due to containing almost the same atomic size. Why this atomic size is almost same between this zirconium and hafnium? This is due to lanthanide contraction. Here we can see lanthanides. Okay, this hafnium comes after lanthanide. So that due to the lanthanide contraction, this hafnium shows similar atomic radii with that of 4d series element, that is zirconium. Okay, so zirconium atomic size or radii is 160 picometers, hafnium is 159 picometers. That is almost same. Like next two elements, niobium and tantalum, they are also containing same atomic sizes or radii, that is 146 picometers or picometers. Understand? So that is about the first lanthanide contraction. So consequence of lanthanide contraction. Due to lanthanide contraction, the atomic radii of 4D and 5D series elements are almost same. Okay, next second consequence is that 5D series elements, these are 5D series elements, okay, have high density than 4D. So here atomic radii is completely different from density. The density of 5D series elements are higher than 4D series elements, okay, that is almost double. This is containing almost double the density than that of 4D series elements. Example, we can take zirconium and hafnium. Okay, zirconium atomic radii is 160 picometers. Hafnium atomic radii is 159 picometers. Now we are discussing about density. Okay, density of any element is equals to its mass by volume ratio. Okay, mass by volume ratio is known as density. Here mass is getting increasing, volume remains constant. Volume is nothing but atomic size or radii. So that atomic radii is almost same, but mass is getting increased. Once mass increases, automatically density also increases. Due to containing high mass of this 5D series elements, they are showing high density than the 4D series elements, but volume is remains same. What is this volume? That is nothing but atomic size or atomic radii. Okay, that is the reason why 5D series elements having high density than the 4D. This is also again due to lanthanide contraction. And last consequence of lanthanide contraction is that the basic strength of hydroxides of lanthanides decreases from lanthanum to lutetium. Okay, the basic strength of hydroxides of lanthanides. All lanthanides are having the property to form this hydroxides, and all these hydroxides of lanthanides containing basic strength. All hydroxides of lanthanides containing basic strength. Okay, but that basic strength of these lanthanide hydroxides decreases from lanthanum to lutetium. Okay, see, all can exist in +3 oxidation state. In +3 oxidation state, they can form trihydroxide, lanthanum trihydroxide to lutetium trihydroxide. Even this is containing basic property, even this is containing basic property, but this basic property decreases from lanthanum hydroxide to lutetium hydroxide. So here I am taking first two hydroxides of lanthanides, that is lanthanum trihydroxide and cerium hydroxide. So this is second one. From here to this side it is getting decreased. That means if you compare between these two hydroxides, lanthanum hydroxide is more basic than cerium. Okay, we can represent like this. Understand? So that is about the three important consequences of lanthanide contraction, which is very important for 2 marks or 3 marks. Okay, atomic radii of 4D and 5D series elements are almost the same, that is due to lanthanide contraction, and 5D series elements are having higher density than the 4D series. This is also again due to lanthanide contraction. Finally, basic strength of hydroxides of lanthanide decreases from lanthanum to lutetium. Okay, now we'll see the last property. Now the last property of lanthanides is about oxidation states of lanthanide. Okay, so these lanthanides, as like transition elements, lanthanides can also show variable oxidation states. That means different oxidation state. Okay, less energy. This is due to having very less energy difference between the 4f, 5d and 6s orbitals. Okay, because of having very less energy difference between them, they can show variable oxidation state. Okay, and common oxidation state of lanthanides among all variable oxidation state is +3. That is, usually lanthanides are indicated by Ln and it is a +3. That is the common oxidation state. Along with the +3 oxidation state, they can also show +2 and +4 oxidation states. Okay, so why they are showing these +2 and +4 oxidation state means to attain the stable configuration. As we know, if an element is in completely filled configuration or half filled configuration, that is highly stable. Now these lanthanides belongs to F block elements, right? So if they are containing half filling capacity in F orbital or completely filled capacity in F orbital, then they attain the more stability. If suppose there is no electron in F orbital, that is stable. If it is containing 7 electrons, this is half filled configuration. Okay, and 14 electrons, completely filled configuration, then such type of elements are said to be very stable. To attain the stable configuration, they may also exist in +2 and +4 oxidation state along with +3. Example, we can take cerium. Cerium configuration is this. That is xenon configuration with 4f1, 5d1, 6s2. The last electron is in f orbital, so we can say it is a f block element. Understand? Now, cerium can exist in +4 oxidation state. Okay, when it will get this +4 oxidation state, if it loses 4 electrons in its outermost shell, it is containing only 4. 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4. If it loses all these 4 electrons, cerium can exist in cerium +4. In the cerium +4 oxidation state, it is completely stable because no more electron in f orbital. That is stable configuration. So to attain more stable configuration, these group elements or lanthanides can show +2 and +4 oxidation state in addition to +3. Okay, so that is about the oxidation states. Along with this, few other properties are there like magnetic property, metallic nature. All these are almost similar to transition elements. Okay, so in your syllabus for this year, you have only about this topics related to D and F block elements. With this chapter is completed. Okay, in D and F block elements, we have studied about both D block elements and F block elements. In that, this contraction, lanthanide contraction and consequences are more important for the exam. With this chapter is completed. Okay, thank you.